Does it even really matter? That is a question that I have had to really, really understand in the last couple of months, because I always found myself taking things very seriously. I always found myself jumping to conclusions, and I always found myself thinking badly about things that, again, don't really matter. Now, admittedly, as far as relationships go, whether that's with family, friends, as I say, whether it's your wife, which is going to be my example here, if you don't let the little things go, or more importantly, if you get hung up on things that are really not important and really do not matter in the slightest, you can really find that it affects relationships around you. And I can speak from experience. Admittedly, I've only been married just over a year, but initially, before we got married, me and my wife, fiance at the time, did used to get in a couple of little arguments. I wouldn't call them anything major, that's for sure, but I did always find that there was always these little arguments going on between us, and it was only ever little things that we would just disagree about. But I'm not going to give any examples exactly, but you do find sometimes that if you are in the wrong mindset, you can really, really get hung up on these little things. And until you start to just let them go, literally, until you just kind of say it doesn't matter, it's funny how just having that mental power actually can change your perception on things. Because again, when you look at things that other people may do around you, and for starters, it is important to know that everybody lives their own lives differently, and it doesn't always have to affect you, and it doesn't always have to include you. But whenever I look at the way that I've treated people in the past, the way that my relationships have been, sometimes that has been affected because we may have either disagreed on things where actually it didn't matter to me. It didn't make any difference to me. You know, I would have had an argument with a family member as well that I would argue because I thought differently to them. They have made a choice, and in my mind it was the wrong choice. But we would have this discussion and we would come to heads, let's say. We would literally collide because I thought differently to them. But the truth is, what difference was it making to my life, the decision they'd made? Well, there wasn't one. You know, the only actual difference, I'll be honest here, the only actual difference is that them making a decision made them happier, which was a good thing. But I never ever saw it that way. I didn't have an open enough mind, as I said. But again, sometimes just literally stopping, asking yourself that question, does it really matter, can really open up your eyes and actually make you think, well, yes, I may have asked somebody to do something. Again, if you've got kids, let's say, and you've asked your child to put that dirty plate in the washing up bowl, and they don't do it, is that really worth starting a fight over? Is that really, really worth having a big argument? Is it really worth hurting their feelings? Maybe if they've done it 150 times before, but if this is the first time, is it really worth really upsetting them and ruining their evening, ruining your evening by having a fight, etc.? Sometimes you do just have to literally take a step back, look at things, and again, ask yourself that important question, because that's what I've been doing. Asking myself, does it really matter? Does it impact me? And you know what? If it doesn't matter, guess what? Gone. Okay? Get it out of your mind, throw it away, move on, and don't think about it. And again, I know there's going to be people here watching this video who, please comment below as well if you are here, because you'll probably turn around to me and you'll say, it's just not that simple. Life is not that simple. But trust me, if you want to forget about something, if you want to turn around and something really is not important to you, something really doesn't matter, and you want to move on, it's possible. You can do it. You'll surprise yourself, and you can make it happen.